Arvid, year two here in Rockford. Looking back for you personally, how did you feel like this season went for you?
Uh, Overall, good season. A lot of ups and downs throughout the year. Started off down here and played a couple of games, and then right back up with the Blackhawks and stayed there for the first half. I felt like I played a lot of good games up top there with them. Then got back down here and was injured right away. Was out for a couple of weeks, almost a month there. And then when I came back, struggled a little bit to find my game again there. But I feel like when I found my game there, ever since I played great and had a lot of good games. And then we made it to the playoffs, and obviously we wanted to go further, but Texas was a good team, and it was sad that the season ended, but sometimes you play against teams that are better, and I feel like they were a good team, so yeah.
You mentioned the injury. With the time that you spent up in Chicago and then dealing with the injury, how difficult was it to find a good rhythm and find a groove down here in Rockford?
Yeah, it was hard. It was the first time being injured for me, and I was out for 3-4 weeks, and that's never happened before. So it was a first for me, but I think it was a good lesson to learn for the future, how to overcome injuries or setbacks or whatever. So that's a good lesson from this year, and I feel like it took a couple of games there to get back in the rhythm, but when I got back in the rhythm and found my game again, I felt like I played great. So it's a good feeling to have ending the season, that I found my game and played that well in the end.
Well, when you came back from injury there in January, the team was going through maybe its roughest stretch. How difficult was that to come back from injury when the rest of the team wasn't necessarily firing on all cylinders?
Yeah, that was tough. You want to contribute to the team and help the team win games, and when you just keep losing and keep getting scored on, it's frustrating. But I feel like as a team we came together and turned it around and had a great last couple of months. Made the playoffs, so it was good.
It felt like when things really turned around for this group was maybe the first week of February, when you win in a shootout against Manitoba, you win in a shootout against Iowa, then the overtime win against Iowa. Is that when it felt like things started to click for you?
Yeah, we had 3 overtime wins in a row there, and I felt like I stepped up in like the overtimes and made some good saves there, and the team played great, and we won those tight games, and I feel like this group had that all year, like coming together in overtimes and shootouts. When the games were close, we ended up on the winning side a lot of times. So it was fun to be a part of a group like that that came together when things were tight. Even in the playoffs against Iowa, both games to overtime, and we came together and ended those games in the first 5 minutes. So it was fun to be a part of.
Well, and you mentioned all the overtimes and shootouts. You were outstanding in those extra periods, whether it was shootouts or overtimes. I think looking back, had a 930, 935 save percentage in overtime. Like, how does that feel to look back and to realize that you played some of your best hockey in those big moments?
Yeah, that's fun, and I feel like that's how I want to be as a goalie. That the team can count on you when it matters the most, whether it's overtime or shootout, or like I want to be that guy that can be the difference between a win or a loss. So yeah, that's a good feeling to have going into the future.
And then there were so many close games, all the overtimes, but even close games early in the first period and things like that, or games in which the other team would start out with the lead. How difficult was that for you as a goaltender to a lot of times be playing from behind, but also be playing in these one-goal, high-pressure type situations throughout the last couple months of this season?
It's fun to play those tight games. I feel like it makes every save more important, and actually, like the the score on the board doesn't really matter. Like my job is still the same, and that's to save the next shot. So that's why I'm trying to have in my mind, just focus on the next puck, focus on the next shot. So, but it's fun to play those tight games, I feel like, because yeah, as I said, every save is more important, and yeah, I like to play with that kind of pressure, like tight games. Makes me be like more focused. So I like that.
What went on this season in terms of development for you, working with goaltending coach Pete Aubrey? What were kind of some of the things that you were working to improve?
Nothing new really. We just kept working on the same stuff we worked on last year, improving like all aspects of my game. But maybe this year all those tight games like develop my mental strength or whatever you want to call it. So that was a huge part of this year, all those tight games and overtimes.
Thanks, Arvid.
Thanks.
Jakub, year 2 here in Rockford. What do you think of the way that you played this season and of your development here this year?
I think, yeah, it wasn't like first year when I was like looking around, like not that big ice like in Europe. So I already knew how to play. Of course, I pushed myself to be better. Like found some details in my game still, to improve them. But overall, I think I felt good like whole season, and it was really a challenging season for me. But I can take just good things from that,
And then this year there were so many big moments throughout. You guys played in a lot of high pressure, situations, high pressure games. Did you feel like that helped you grow and learn playing in a lot of those meaningful games?
Yeah, for sure. That's a big point there. What you are saying. We played like thousands, I would say many like overtime games, and it gives a player like good feeling, because if you play next overtime, you already know, and we played really a lot overtimes, so or close games till the end, it's really tough, like mentally, physically. So it was long, tough season, but yeah, you're right. It gives the player, like great experience. It's nothing clear till the end. So yeah. These games are great. Yeah.
What was maybe one part of your game that you were really focusing on throughout this season on the ice?
Usually, like I'm trying to do what coaches, are saying to me. So I want to be like, what team needs. So I want to be like good for them. So like mostly, I wanted just focusing on being in good eyes, that I have good defensive position, and then pass the puck like fast. That's what my play is. Just move the puck fast, quick feed, and so I was just focusing on what I can the best.
Did you have? We've been asking some of the other guys this. Did you have a favorite moment or a favorite play or a favorite goal from this season?
Like. For sure, like every goal when I'm on the ice, it helps the team. So, like every that moment, we celebrate with guys in lineup. That's a great feeling. Like when the BMO is buzzing, they celebrate. They are celebrating with us. It's just great feeling. I love it so much.
So all of them are your favorites?
So yeah, let's say all of them. It's tough to like find just one. So. Yeah, or every time we win, like it's just good feeling after the game.
All right. Thanks, Jakub.
Thank you.
Kind of take us through the season. Obviously, a lot of ups and downs here. Didn't finish the way you guys wanted to, but kind of take me through the year here. And obviously a great season, but didn't like the way it ended.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of ups and downs. We had a really good group. We just kind of stuck with it. It felt like, at times we never really had our whole group together for a long stretch. There was a lot of call-ups, injuries, stuff like that. So you got to give the staff a lot of credit for, trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together at times, and it's really challenging for everybody to kind of find chemistry and the deadline, just all sorts of things throughout the year. So, but we had a really, really strong team, and thought we would have done a little bit better in the postseason, but finishing fifth and beating the Wild was that was a nice something to feel good about, and then ran into a really good Texas team. Feel like we could have gotten some of those games, slipped away from us, but it's the playoffs, so I think nobody's hanging their heads around here, and got a lot of guys coming back, so there's a lot to look forward to next year.
Looking back, what did you see out of your own game personally over the course of the year? I know you battled injuries for a significant portion, but how did you feel about the way that you progressed throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I was dealing with some stuff all year, and it was a big challenge for me, and I think I'll be better for it. But looking forward to kind of taking care of some of that stuff coming up now. But I thought started up top a little bit, and then kind of came down, and it was tough to kind of find my game early, and just a lot of ups and downs. Kind of the injuries kind of came in, and then I feel like I settled in the last 2 months or so, and really found my game in the end. And I thought I finished really strong in the postseason, and played some of my best hockey there. So that's the most important time of the year, and that's something that I can feel really good about going into next year.
You and Isaac Phillips were on a D pairing for pretty much the whole postseason there, played a lot together at the end. How do you two complement each other?
Yeah, I think he's a really easy guy to play with. He's super athletic, really smart, and I think he has a lot more offense than people give him credit for. So just very predictable partner, and we're really close off the ice as well. So just makes it easy to play with someone that you get along with and spend a lot of time with. We're roommates on the road. We've been here together this is our third season together. So he's a really good player with a bright future, and made it really easy on me. So,
Coming off one of your best years in hockey, what do you do now to kind of further that going into the off season and bringing that back going into next year as well?
Yeah, like I said, I got some stuff I got to take care of with my body. Get right. I think that'll be huge for me, just to kind of get healthy and see you later. Get healthy and kind of come back just feeling good, and I think that's something that will go a really long way for me. So that's kind of my main focus, and then I think as far as hockey, I think the rest will follow suit.